No matter if we are online, talk on our mobile phone, or simply have our mobile phone with us, we are all producing an incredible amount of data every day. Especially IT giants are eager to suck every bit out of our devices and store them in their giant server farms. By doing so, these companies will always know what you did last summer, and more importantly, what you'll be doing this summer. Proper data protection laws will guarantee that these companies won't overstep their limits. Therefore, the European Union suggested a reform to replace the current 27 national laws by one overarching EU law. The core of the existing laws will stay the same, but unlike before, the enforcement will be serious so that you can have confidence that products and services that are offered in the EU are really protecting your private data. Especially companies and startups will benefit from the unified law and less bureaucracy under the new law. So everyone is happy, right? Well, not really. Many companies have recently developed illegal or at least very questionable business models, and they have made a huge amount of money with it. The producers of mobile phones suck all of your data out of your phone. Google tracks every click you make online, and credit bureaus know exactly about every cent in your pocket. To prevent the reform from becoming reality, companies targeted Brussels with an armada of lobbyists. With an incredible amount of money, they've tried to shoot holes into the new law. When doing so, they usually refer to the alleged interests of small companies. But the truth is, only IT giants would really benefit from the amendments they propose. It would allow them to dig even deeper into our minds. Many members of the European Parliament tried to limit this lobby war, but liberal and conservative politicians have copied the suggestions from lobbyist papers, word by word, to the disadvantage of the people who voted for them. Many parliamentarians don't really understand the new technology and the possibilities of IT giants. And of course, they're like an open door for the lobbyists. If you look at all the proposed amendments combined, the European fundamental right to data protection will turn into some Swiss cheese, and the users will be stripped of all their rights. Personal data, such as pseudonymous data, will not even be considered data under the law and exempt from many rules, even though such data can easily be attributed to a person. Companies with less than 50 employees will be totally excluded from the law. This applies to more than 90% of all European companies. Customers of these companies would lose all of their rights, all of a sudden. Non-commercial entities as well as private data processors would also be excluded. This would allow them to even put your most intimate details online. To make sure the industry can make use of such data, all public data, no matter if they were made public legally or illegally, would be free to be used for commercial purposes. But that's not all. For legitimate interests, every company would be allowed to collect your personal data, even if you never had a contract with them and you have never agreed to that. Besides, no one knows what legitimate interests really are in any given context. But there's still more to come. Even the legitimate interests of third persons would be sufficient to be able to forward your data to another company. So starting with the content industry, everyone can claim some legitimate interest in your data. This all reminds you of ACTA? Well, compared to ACTA, this law will be the rule for all industries and will intervene in our daily life much, much more. In addition, many of the rights of users will be restricted. Companies will have to be less transparent, and enormous profiling will become a standard. And the ultimate highlight? Companies will get warnings instead of sanctions when they break the laws. When the lobbyists are done with this law, the only thing that will remind you of data protection is the title of the law. But how can we defend our rights against an army of lobbyists? Well, we still have some time left. We still have a chance. Many parliamentarians haven't decided yet how to vote. ACTA showed us that nothing is lost, though the enemy seems superior. It showed us that our voice is heard if we only scream loud enough, and that we can be stronger than any lobby because every parliamentarian has to be re-elected by us. So tell your representatives what you think. Every email, every protest has an impact. Share this video with your friends. Get active, get informed, and inform others. Together, we can kick these lobbyists out.